Hello and welcome to episode 4 already of our CHA Connect podcast. It has been so much fun to bring you great content, and it's been really encouraging to see all of the responses online. And so please continue to subscribe and like this podcast. That will help extend our reach. And really the purpose is to help and encourage parents, Christians, our community, and some of the great topics that we discuss. Today's episode is going to be so much fun. We have 2 special guests once again. Number 1, we have Derek Bates. He is the Director of Performing Arts at Chapel Hill Academy. And after that, we'll hear from Amy Paul, the Director of Community Engagement. She has some great information for us as well. So let's get going. Okay, so here we are with Derek Bates, the Director of Performing Arts at Chapel Hill Academy. Thanks so much for being with me.
You are welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Again, we have had people put in suggestions for our guests, and you are one of them.
I can't believe it. That's awesome.
Exciting. So there's a want to know. There's a want to know about our programming, but I think more importantly, there's a want to know the why. Why are performing arts so important for kids to at least try, if not explore, for a period of time in their lives? And I have a lot of great information and benefits that we'll get into. But first, let's just hear a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit of your background.
Yeah. I grew up in Ohio, came here for college, and been here basically ever since.
Came to year 5 at Chapel Hill.
This is year 5 at Chapel Hill, yes. Super excited to be here.
And you were involved in performing arts as a kid.
I was, yeah. I started acting when I was in middle school, and we had a great drama club in the little town that I was in that was after school, and it was just a great time of discovery and honing those different interests during those middle school years.
And you work with kids here at all ages.
Yep.
Young ones, middle school kids. And
2nd through 4th grade, general music, and then the middle school Actors Guild and drama that we do.
And what a pivot that must be each day.
It is, but I like the variety of it. You get to switch it up, and it doesn't faze me to go from 2nd grade to 7th and 8th grade and then back to 3rd grade. I like it. I like the variety of the day.
Yeah. And do you find most kids come into, whether it's drama or choir or music, just ready to go, or do you have to kind of get them to be excited about it or sell it to them? What do you see?
It depends on the age level. The young kids love the music curriculum that we use. It's fun and engaging, and we can do a lot of stuff. They love singing the hymn of the month. The middle schoolers sometimes need a little bit of coaxing. There are a large amount of them that come in just ready to go and be a part of the day, but some of them need that nudge to get involved and get ready to go.
Time of life.
It is. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I used to work with middle schoolers when I was in the classroom, and they might seem that they don't want to, but I think inside a lot of them are kind of excited when they actually do something new and have fun with it.
Yeah.
And that can light a fire that can kind of continue on. I've seen kids that have been working with you, maybe a little apprehensive at first, but then just get their toes a little wet in the whole process of drama and musical, and then off they go. What do you see?
Yeah, I've definitely seen that in students. One of my favorite classes I teach here is the music studies class, that third option that isn't super performance heavy. We just have a great time learning about music theory, and we do the handbells at Christmas, and then also just learn basic music theory. But it's a great time, and I think that they appreciate kind of that lower pressure, and I think it's planted seeds because I've seen kids go from that class to being more involved, whether it's engaging worship team, being involved in the musical. One of the things I love about our programming here is we're starting kids at a really young age with the opportunity to act. So we have our 2nd through 4th graders who are in our Christmas musical, and we have our main characters that are in 4th grade. And then about 3 years ago, we started Actors Guild because we found that there was that gap between 4th grade and 7th grade where they weren't getting any acting experience, and it was hard to cast shows. But through this time and engaging in discovery, we've been able to, connect that time with students being involved in Actors Guild, and getting that opportunity to discover those talents.
And I just have to thank you for that because that was your vision.
Oh,
That
well,
was
you're
what you
welcome.
brought to the school and recognized that gap because you work with students every day and you see the benefit from kids getting on stage, developing skills, and practicing being in front of an audience. And that is such an important life skill that you
Yeah,
cultivate in them.
I always say at some point throughout the show process that the performance is a byproduct of greater life lessons that we're trying to teach the kids. You know, just a couple big areas that we try to hit are, you know, basic communication, being able to connect with someone and understand, connect with a character on a page and bringing that to life on stage. You know, that's a skill. Seeing a project that starts as a book that's 70 pages long, and how are we going to take it from that and ideas in Mr. Bates's head to a full hour of you know, a show on stage. And then also just building that confidence, the ability to get on stage. I say that it's a byproduct of that because I'm not naive enough to think that, you know, we're going to have 100 kids leave here and go act on big stages. I want them to be involved. I think there's a lot of value in that. But the bigger thing is confidence in front of people. You know, kids might not leave here and be on the next big movie, but they could be they are going to be our next generation of business leaders. They're going to be the next deacon or elder at their church. You know, rallying people around. They're going to be teachers. They're going to be pastors. And these are the skills we're trying to instill. It's not so much the having fun on stage for the semester. It's developing those skills of taking a plan from point A to point B and equipping them to be confident in front of people, being outside of the box. Because at this age, so few of them really want to be in front of people. It's just that time where it's like, you know, hide me away, let me be in my space. And
To all of us at some point in time
right.
through our stages of development. What I see you doing is really building a community among students, and they're working together to accomplish a goal.
Yep.
Again, another huge life skill to see that all come together in the end with that big performance and just the satisfaction and the blessing that is. And it all goes back to God. You're very intentional about giving God the glory, cultivating all of this in students, but glorifying Him through it.
I feel like my greatest achievement here so far has been creating, and there's so many negative connotations to this phrase, but creating a safe environment or safe space for these students to make choices on stage, develop a character in front of their peers, and you know, being free to be vulnerable in front of their peers. And they truly are. I mean, it amazes me every single time, anytime we go through an audition process, anytime, you know, the shows that we choose don't have, you know, these huge in-depth romantic arcs, but there are these relationship interests that we have to walk them through. And just in general, the program and the kids that are involved in our programming are so encouraging.
Oh, so encouraging. I saw that with the auditions. I was part of an audition panel.
Yeah.
And students are likely hoping for a certain part, but their peer is also maybe looking at the same part, but they're so encouraging to one another. I heard, oh, that was really a good job. You did really great to each other.
Yep.
And then praying before the auditions.
Yep.
All of those wonderful, skills that bring them together as peers, as brothers and sisters in Christ, that are all cultivated with the program.
So those are the big things that we're shooting for is creating that community, tying it together, obviously, with putting on a phenomenal show. And that's another part of it too, is, you know, we have a great group of students who are acting consistently on our stage, but also the opportunity that we've been able to create for those students who want to get involved in the technical and production process of things. The best example I have is our lighting system. That was 100% not me. I mean, I had a vision for it, but that was a former student that came along and started in 5th grade, digging into what we had, pulling equipment out from the back closet that had been stored for a long time. And now we're running a Vista 13 board and have more, twice as many lights that we had. And it's upping the level when you create a space where a kid with parameters that a kid can come in without any prior knowledge, but an interest and be able, and encouragement. Yeah, thanks. And encouragement and a a little bit of guidance and the things that are happening. It's just amazing.
And that student is now in high school.
Yes.
Really expanding his skills and
he took it to the next level and is still working through that now.
So we've seen students take the tech part to high school, the music part, the drama part, and really having some well-rounded experiences. Let me just tell you what the science says about this.
Sure.
Yes, it's fun and exciting to see your child perform, but what are the true benefits that research has shown?
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to share a little bit. I'd like your perspective on this.
Sure.
It's a study that was done through the National Endowments for the Arts, along with the National Center for Education Statistics. So this is the educator in me now. I like to dig into this stuff to see, okay, what really is happening with students when it comes to performing arts. And this was a study done in 2025. And it talks about from the toddlerhood all the way up through post-secondary, through college, and the benefits of performing arts. And it states that in our littlest ones, that arts engagements of toddlers, preschoolers, and kindergartners, primarily at home with their parents, are correlated to a variety of benefits, including social emotional benefits, academic benefits in the future. Kids love to pretend.
Yep.
And I think sometimes when things have changed a little bit to provide so much entertainment for children, they have lost the time and focus on the ability to pretend.
Right.
And so kids that are able to listen to music and sing in the car with their families or pretend at home, there's such benefit later on that's found through brain development.
Right.
Also, it talks about students in elementary through 5th or 6th grade, higher level of social emotional outcomes, and also in the academics, stronger assessments in math, reading, language. So again, academic benefits, because we're talking about brain development. There's parts of the brain that are being tapped into when they're performing, when they're doing music, when they're singing, when they're moving, that actually support their development later on. And I'll end with this, is the high school participation is actually the most beneficial. They're associated with positive outcomes with math scores, GPAs, higher graduation rates, and higher cumulative GPAs in post-secondary when they have high school performing arts experiences. And that includes art, it includes music, it includes movement, drama, dance, all of those kinds of things that tap into that side of the brain that help the whole brain develop fully. So what are your thoughts, and what do you think on that?
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, so there are a couple of pieces to that. Number one, with the little kids and music, there's a whole other branch of scientific study that has proven the benefit specifically to reading and the tie to reading. We're basically teaching these kids how to be multilingual. The whole language of music. We at Chapel Hill specifically, and other places I've taught, we focus on music literacy. So we want them to be able to see what's on the page and understand it. It's not just me at the piano playing songs, which I do, but it's also the decoding of the notes and seeing how the rhyme schemes of these songs match up. So it doesn't surprise me at all that it goes back to the idea of whole body learning.
Yes.
That we're tying what we're doing with our hands to what we're seeing with our eyes, and our feet, and with our voice. It's engaging so many areas of the brain. It has to do with neuroplasticity and the ability to do, multiple tasks at once. It's just, it lays out that foundation that I think that a lot of the brain rot we're seeing in some, adults as well, with an abundance of screen time, like you said, the imaginative play and stuff like that. We want kids to be engaging outside of the digital realm, except for this podcast. And
Thank you. I heard a great bit of advice recently. Sometimes kids say, I'm bored. And the worst thing to do is, what should we do? The answer should be, okay, so what are you going to do about that?
Yeah.
Put it back on them to figure out, what can I do that would be interesting? Moving.
We do that at my house. Yeah, I mean, that is a, I think personally as a parent, you equip your child with, the ability to fix their bored. If they're bored, it's a problem for them. It's not your problem as the parent. It's a problem for them to solve. And, every time it's come up that Eloise comes up and says, I'm bored, we, like you said, turn it back on her. And within 5 or 10 minutes, the next game is created.
Yeah. If we just allow them, it's amazing where they go with their creative minds if they have that avenue to do that. So
I think a great example of that is recess. Anybody who's monitored recess, there's no boredom at recess, and it lasts for 20 or 25 minutes. Yes.
With the younger grades.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's a couple things for families. I would say number one, sing with your children in the car, at home, read with them, dance with them, allow them to play, allow them to pretend. And then as they get older, encourage them to try something outside of their comfort zone. Try a musical, try some drama, try the tech part of musical production.
Yep.
The benefits are clear, they're overwhelming, and such a positive experience that they could have with developing relationships with others.
Yep.
And just having a well-rounded experience.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
I know that you were in acting and did some production as a youth. Who was your favorite character that you played?
Oh, that is easy. It was my junior year of high school. I was Lazar Wolf in Fiddler on the Roof. Okay. I had a phenomenal Tevye. One of my good friends. His name's Cody Myers. And we were just able to banter back. It was just, that was probably the most fun.
Can you get into character for a couple lines? And
oh my word, you're doing this for me.
Try it. Let's go.
To life, lahayam, to life. That's all you're getting.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Derek, for being with us. Thanks for all you're doing.
Oh, you're welcome.
To glorify God and assist our families and just being there for kids and encouraging them, developing them, and providing a great program for us. We're grateful.
It's my distinct pleasure to be doing this. It's been the joy of my career so far, and I look forward to every single day being with these kids.
All right. Well, praise God for that. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay. Well, now I'm joined by Amy Paul. She is Chapel Hill Academy's Director of Community Engagement. Amy has been here for 6 years at Chapel Hill and doing so much work for us. Amy, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Hey, fun to be on here.
I'm grateful for all the work that you do, but let's hear a little bit more about you so people can get to know you more.
Yeah.
Share a little bit about your family, your background.
Yeah. So I have 4 kids. Jack is 6 in kindergarten in Miss Fredrickson's class. And then I have a 4-year-old, Lydia, and then a 2-year-old, Heidi. And then Joy is like 3-4 months, which is why I'm struggling to figure out my kids' names and ages.
What do they call that when you have a newborn? Something that happens with your
brain fog? I don't know.
Okay.
No, sleep deprivation.
It's been a long time for me. I have to say, it's been a minute.
No, it's fun.
Sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
4 children, ages 6 and under.
6, 4, 2.
God bless you.
Yeah. Hey,
you're amazing.
We all do it. So
you must be the master multitasker. And so at Chapel Hill Academy, she does no different. She is a multitasker.
God is gracious. God is gracious.
You're involved in so many great things. So community engagement.
Yes.
Just give a little snapshot of the things that you do at Chapel Hill.
So the primary focus is fundraising for the school just to make sure that we find people that want to support this mission that's been going on for like over 50 years, which is awesome, and a praise to God. And then we also have our corporate partner program, which is corporations and community members that want to support the school and align with the vision and mission of what we're doing here with our biblically based education. And then a lot of the school events. And we just hired Christy Papka to help with the school event coordination because we've got a lot of cool traditions and a lot of things we're folding in or adding, and so just helps to have somebody tag team.
Spread the love a little
Yes,
bit.
yeah, we got a little boot camps, we got all these things, so
yes.
it's been a lot of fun, and so.
And another important part of your job is connecting with parents.
Yes.
You're very much engaged with our families, and you provide a platform for them to connect with one another called Teams Communities. And so that's helpful for get-togethers or making plans or asking questions that might be on people's minds among the classes or the grade levels. So thanks for organizing and managing all that for our families.
Oh, yeah. And the families are my favorite part of what I do here is because, everyone has their own story of how they met God, how they're raising their family, and we're working together. And so it's just always so cool to hear everyone's different backgrounds of where they came, why they chose Chapel Hill. And it is truly a family of families. So it's fun to experience that now that my kids are finally here. So for the first 5 years, I had ones at home, but now I get to be a parent, and walk that line of parent slash staff member. But, it's fun.
It's great. And having a community like this where we all love Jesus, we're focused on a biblical worldview and raising kids to love and honor Christ. It's so comforting to know that we can connect with families that share that. And I know that you've seen families develop bonds with each other and go on camping trips and family camp or just get-togethers. And that's really special. And they carry that through all their years at Chapel Hill. So you're a vital part of that.
No, that's fun.
So tell us a little bit about what's happening in your department. What are the recent updates that you can share?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Fun.
We've got some cool things. Everyone knows, obviously, we have the Evening of Impact, which is the school's main fundraiser. We also have the Golf Classic in the fall. But the Evening of Impact is just a cool opportunity for all of our family of families to get together and just parents night out, grandparents night out, and come and spend time together, hear about what's going on in the school, how God's moving in the different lives of the students or teachers, and then hear a message that will encourage, admonish, kind of stretch us a little bit. But it's going to be great. It's fun. We have Dave Olson, who's a board member, River Valley pastor, being our MC this year. And he's so fun. I love Dave. He's like such a hype guy. I mean, everyone saw him in the early podcast, but you can't help but be impacted by his energy that he brings. And so we'll have Dave as our MC, Micah Metro, which is a dad here, but also his wife is the gym teacher here.
And a pastor, too.
And a pastor, and he's awesome, too. He's going to give us an encouraging message. So this year's focus is kind of going to be, we're going to hear from some students and alumni students, and then a dad who's also a pastor, and then MC, pastor dad as well. So it's kind of more a family of families this time of just kind of
celebration,
an intimate, like fun gathering. Because I know sometimes we bring in other people, but this is a great opportunity just to kind of fun, like you said, get together, celebrate together.
It's such a fun event, and I mentioned earlier that it's probably one of my favorite events at Chapel Hill Academy because you really get to see that joy, that thankfulness of being part of this ministry that God has allowed us to continue carrying out and supporting that and bringing people in that are contacts or business associates come and grandparents come and really get together and hear the message. And I think that really inspires other people that maybe aren't even in this community but go back to their community and support Christian education in their own area. So it's really sweet. So thank you for all that work that you're doing with that. And then what else is happening with
well, we have our corporate partners we've talked about a little bit, but they're also going to be on this podcast coming up. We're going to hear from a few that really have supported our schools this year or throughout the years. Cody Pollock is going to be on one coming up, and he's an alumni, corporate partner. You've seen him at different events. He comes to the Golf Classic, the Evening of Impact. He's got a cool story, too, of just how the teachers really walked alongside him during his time at school and just even throughout life, even into adulthood. Andrew Armstrong from Chick-fil-A, he's so great. He's he's a great community member of just supporting local Christian schools and has been helpful for us as well, and a few others. So those will be
Yeah.
coming up
Yeah.
on there. And then we have a few. So Christy Papka is our new gal that joined us. I talked about her already, but she helped me set up the Mom's Coffee. So it's grade specific gatherings over at the OG Coffee and Wine Bar, which is another Christian gal who owns that. So we're just supporting her business. And then the Dad's Pancake Breakfast at OPH Eden Prairie are back. And so it's just an opportunity for dads to connect with dads in their kids' grade. You know, you're going to walk through them from for a long time. So I might as well start investing now. And it's fun to meet different grades, but it's also nice to have these specific events of like, oh, I'm going to be with you from K through 8. So let's get to know each other. So.
And so corporate partners, we're so grateful. There are many Christian business owners, leaders that share the same vision, the same heart, you know, for Christ. And so working together, we're so thankful for their support and the benefits that they receive and we receive. It's a partnership. And then those connections that families can make, continuing to just grow in a community. You know, it's life is difficult at times. You know, raising kids isn't easy. And I think having that community around you, that's biblical, that's important, it's a blessing. So I would encourage families to reach out and be part of some of the things that we have going on at Chapel Hill, some of the things that we offer women, men, couples. We often have parent education offered at Chapel Hill, but even in churches, just really reaching out and building a community of fellowship, parents.
Yeah.
And that's really so much of the heart of what you do in your role. And we're so grateful for that.
Yeah. And what we're seeing is those corporate partners are really wanting to invest in our school and things like that, because the times are changing and people want to invest in things that are like I keep saying investing, but it's true. Like, I mean, I'm hearing from them that, okay, that they're looking for leaders. They're looking for the future leaders of our country, or for those biblically based leaders in the community that will draw everyone back to the Lord and, you know, push the hearts back towards Jesus and bring people in. And so that's kind of foundational of what we're
those future leaders are under this roof right now.
Yeah. And so that's what's exciting.
And we're entrusted with into the care of them by God and their families. And together as a community, we can just really come together and support their growth and love for God. So thank you so much
love
for
it.
all that you do. Any last words of wisdom for us? Any last bits you want to share?
Register for the Evening of Impact.
Thank
you. Rick set up the tickets. They're online. People are ordering, but
you don't want to miss it.
Yeah,
really, if you haven't come, please consider it this year. It's wonderful.
You won't regret it.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Thanks, Amy, so much for all you do. Your ministry here is so important and appreciated. And we look forward to this great event and many more coming up.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me for episode 4 of the CHA Connect podcast. Today, we talked to Amy about corporate partnerships. If you or someone you know is a business owner and you'd like more information about potentially becoming a corporate partner with Chapel Hill Academy, you can check out the link below and find out more information and talk with Amy and see if that's a fit for you. Also, don't forget, March 6th is our Evening of Impact. We'd love to have you there with us. Click that link below to get your tickets. It's a special night. We celebrate God and all He's doing at Chapel Hill Academy. And finally, if you'd like to submit questions for me or topic ideas, please do so on the link you can also find below. The topic interest is always important to us, and we want to schedule guests and explore topics together that are of interest to our audience. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I pray God's blessings over you this week, and we'll see you next time.